Hello, Provo City. I am Superintendent Dow of the Provo City School District, and today is Monday, August 12th. In case you didn't know, school starts tomorrow, Tuesday, August 13th. Please check out your school's website or call your school if you have any questions. They've been busy getting information out on social media, on websites, through emails, trying to make sure that you are aware of all that is taking place in our schools this week. I want you to be aware that we also have a board meeting on Tuesday, August 13th. The study session begins at 4:20, with the business meeting beginning at 7. There are several key items that will be discussed. We always do a construction update with every board meeting. And if you want to have a summary of that, you can sign up for our construction newsletter, which there is a button on our district website. We haven't done those construction updates since the end of June because we haven't had any board meetings in July, but we will have a lengthy update tomorrow. So please make sure you tune in for that. We talk about Timpview, we talk about Shoreline, we talk about Wasatch. We will also be talking about Canyon Crest, as they've been undergoing some major construction this summer as well. So you can sign up for that newsletter. You can tune into the board meeting. What's really great is as we do a summary of the board meeting, it tells you exactly at what point on our YouTube recording that you can listen to that portion of the board meeting. So that can be really helpful if you just want to listen to specific sections of the board meeting. I also just want to let you know that our elementary schools will be all on early out this week. And so be prepared for that as well. And just give a huge shout out to your teachers for getting everything ready. We've had back to school nights last week. We had orientations for freshmen, for 7th graders, lots of different things going on across the schools. And our teachers and principals have been very busy preparing everything for your student to come back to school. Our theme this year in Provo City School District is Cultivating Magic in PCSD. We want to make this a destination district for your students, for our parents, and for our staff members. We want to make sure that this is the place that you want to be. Got to visit with our nutrition workers last week. They're all excited to have the kids come back, and they're such an important part of helping a kid have such a good day at school. Our transportation workers, same thing. Our bus drivers are often the first individuals that our students see, and just helping our kids get off on the right foot is pretty incredible. So we have all hands on deck here. Our facilities team has been busy getting schools ready for the start of school this week. There is a lot that goes into it, and hope you're excited for your kids to be returning to school. We are excited to welcome them back. Our schools feel very empty without our students in them, and it's because of your students that this is why we do what we do. It is our big why. Tomorrow in board meeting, we will also be discussing several policies. One of the most important policies that will be discussed is sensitive materials. The legislature updated this policy to include all instructional materials that are available in a school, not just library materials. So we will be doing a first draft of that. It is the bill is already in effect. We just need to align our policy with that. You may have heard in the news that the Utah State Board of Education has removed 13 titles of books from schools. We have 30 days to ensure that that process happens. We'll be talking more about that in our next video cast about what that looks like. We have to use our surplus procedures, how we surplus different items in the school district. We have to follow those same procedures when we get rid of those materials. So we're not handing them out to individuals. We don't give them away. We don't send them home with individuals. There's a very clear process that's laid out in legislation that we are required to follow. And so we will make sure that our policy is completely in alignment with that, as we want to make sure that we are partners with our parents and providing the best education possible for everyone. We will also be discussing policies about kindergarten readiness. Many people refer to this as the toilet training bill, that our kindergartners do have to be toilet trained, or that we have to create a plan to help to work with the parent to make sure that our kindergartner gets to that space where they can manage that. So we'll be talking more about that. We will also be talking about half-day kindergarten and what our processes are there. Almost all of our students choose full-day kindergarten in Provo City School District, but we do know that we have a handful of parents that like that half-day option. So we'll be talking about what that specifically looks like in our schools. We also, at registration, we have a survey policy where our students now, our parents have to opt into surveys. It's not an opt out, but if you want your student to be participating in any kind of survey, then we have to opt in, and there has to be very express parental permission. And so we just want to make sure that our policies are updated to match that legislation. Because we do take some time off in the summer, it takes us a little bit of time to get all of that in alignment. And the School Boards Association, as well as USBE, it takes them a little bit of time to put together those model policies. So we are busy at work to make sure that everything is reflective of what our legislators intended. We also do extensive updates just about large purchases, whatever it might be. So I encourage you to be up to date in our board meetings if you have any questions about what's taking place in our school district. We're also going to be doing a better job on our website of identifying individuals that you contact when you have specific questions. We know we have all of our departments listed on our webpage. That's not helpful if you don't know, like that Student Services, for example, handles questions regarding students experiencing homelessness. Maybe that's something you're not familiar with, but you need to reach out. How would you know that that's the department to call? So we're going to do a better job of identifying specific questions that you might have and which departments and individuals are going to be your best resource to help you answer those questions. We feel like that would be more helpful. Sometimes you may have questions about elementary schools, and your principal may not have known the answer, or your principal's doing the very best job that they can to accommodate you, and you still have questions about why a policy is a specific way at the district office. We do have assistant superintendents over elementary and secondary education that can assist you. So we just want to get you in touch with the right individuals so that you can be supported. But we also know that our education system can be kind of big, and so we just want to be helpful and to make sure that you're getting the information that you need. If you want updates about anything, we do have the construction newsletter. You should have received a summer newsletter that had QR codes in it. You can provide feedback on our cell phone policy. We'll be discussing the cell phone policy in our board meeting. We are also going to put together some committees that have principals and teachers and some parents on those committees to be getting some feedback. We know that our elementary schools and our middle schools have had great success with being more restrictive with cell phones. We also want to address the issue of watches and sometimes the distractions that creates, but we want to do this as a community. We want to do this getting all of our stakeholder input. And then we would like to have a consistent policy across our high schools as well. So this will be a process, something that likely won't be rolled out until the beginning of the next semester after Christmas. But we want to do this right and make sure we have the feedback that we need to make the best decisions for our students and our families. So stay tuned for that. If you have an interest in being part of that and would like to serve on that kind of committee, I'd love to hear from you. So that we can make sure that we're getting those voices and participants as part of it. Or you can reach out to a school board member and they'll make sure that I get that information as well. So there is a lot going on in our district this week. We will be out in schools. We know it's an exciting time. We know that you entrust your children to us, and we are so grateful, and we want you to know how much we care about them. And education is such an honorable profession. And it's such an important one. We're really shaping kids' lives, but we do this in collaboration with our community, not as a silo, not in separation from it, but we are all in this together. I want to wish all of you a fantastic week. I wish your kids a wonderful first day of school and a wonderful first week of school. See you next week, everybody.